Hey, it's working. Okay, we are live and we are here to discuss if you are afraid of North Korea and their new ability to attack America. Are you afraid? Do you live in fear of this? Please let us know. We should have this discussion because what they want most of all is for you to be afraid. So we're clear. That's what they want most of all. And that's mostly what the news is all about. Fear, fear, fear. It's obvious. They've been doing it forever. You know. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Is this going on now? It says it's live. I'm not sure. Let's check. Let's find out. Don't see it there. Let's see. What about here? Is it here? Oh, it does say it. Let's see. It says we're live, but we got a thumbnail picture. Are we live? I can't. Are we live? Can you guys see me? Can you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Speak of the English. Start Google Hangout. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm not gonna join a Google Hangout. Hangout. Wait, are we doing the Hangout or not? Is that happening? I can't tell. What's going on here? Can you guys see me? I'm not sure what's happening. If you guys are getting any of this or not. I don't have my roommate here to confirm. So one of you will have to call and let me know. Because I'm not seeing it. Let's see. What do we got here? It says live now, but I don't get a picture. Are you guys getting a picture? I'm not seeing a picture. Oh, I know what to do. Hold on. Just a minute. I can do this. I can do it. I know I can. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, I know what to do. Oh, it does say that I have a picture. I have to mute the volume. Are you guys here? Hi, Mama Bear. Okay. No one's saying anything. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Is it too loud? Am I in the way? There's no reason to fear. Look, I really want to discuss this. I'm going to wait for a few more people to enter the room because I really want to discuss this. We need to have a talk about what's happening as far as fear. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me and see me, guys. Ramos. I used to have a roommate named Ramos. He was a good guy. Let's see. So yeah, North Korea. See, the thing about this North Korea deal is, I grew up, you know, I grew up in the Cold War. Let's see. Hello, caller.
Hi,
Hi, do you have the volume turned down on your computer?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. How's it going?
Okay. I could see you and hear you clearly on my phone.
Right on. That's excellent. I am so glad to hear that.
I knew you were trying to find out if anybody could hear you.
Are you a regular viewer of Mox News?
Nope, never heard of it till tonight.
Never heard of it. How is that possible? I've published 60,000 videos on YouTube.
Well, I don't go on YouTube.
Oh, well, how?
Very seldom.
Oh, that's a good. I hate YouTube. YouTube sucks.
I don't get on computer sites very often.
Good, good. So, are you afraid of North Korea?
No.
No, good. You should not be afraid of North Korea. We went through this bullshit with nuclear vaporization already. It ain't happening.
No. They don't stand a chance against us.
They do not stand a chance against us. That's a good call. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda, well, I hope that you will consider subscribing to Mox News, and thanks very much for calling.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
She was nice. Everyone that calls is nice. I love doing this. We have to keep doing this for a long time because everyone that calls is so nice. Hey, we have 35 people watching now. Okay, so what I'm trying to say about North Korea is that it's ridiculous. I've already been through this whole, the West Coast can be vaporized in 45-minute bullshit. The whole time I was growing up, it was duck and cover, nuclear, and there's just this sword of Damocles hanging over your head. When you're a little kid, it's like this psychological, and I don't know if it affects the adults in the same way, but when you're a little kid and they tell you, we're 30 minutes, 45 minutes from just nuclear vaporization, and you're 8 years old, you're 6 years old, and you have an imagination that just runs wild all the time, and they're telling you, you're about to die at any minute. And I lived through this for like 30 years, and that was the thing, is that I lived through this. The Russians were coming to get us. It was us or them, and we had to have the bigger, stronger missiles, and nothing ever happened. Donald Trump came into the White House saying, I want to revitalize our nuclear program. I want to spend $1 trillion. Donald Trump wants to spend $1 trillion updating our nuclear weapons programs, updating our nuclear weapons systems. $1 trillion is probably on the low side of what he wants to spend also. And the thing is that $1 trillion, if you don't have this big Russia threat, if you don't have this big China threat that they're going to nuke us, because it would be stupid for Russia or China to nuke us, because that's the end of the world. It doesn't make any sense. So that threat is no longer there, But when you want to spend $1 trillion updating your nuclear weapon system, you have to have a reason, besides it's old and needs updating. Maybe we don't need nuclear weapons anymore. Maybe we don't have to update it. But if you have a threat, if North Korea is going to vaporize the West Coast at any second, then we have a reason to spend $1 trillion updating our nuclear weapons systems, right? Doesn't this make sense to anyone? It's just the boogeyman, again, being trotted out to scare you so that they can justify spending $1 trillion more of your grandchildren's inheritance to make filthy, disgusting, rich people even more rich. That's the sole reason. North Korea is not a threat. And even if it is a threat, it's really not something to worry about because it means the end of the world. If it's the end of the world, that means you die. Okay? If you're going to worry about dying, then you have to worry about it every single day, constantly, because it could happen at any second for any reason. You can't hide from a nuclear weapon with your name on it. You can't hide from a bullet with your name on it. You can't hide from a 747 with your name on it. You know? This fear thing is just completely, it's just there to motivate you to say, yes, we need strong leaders. Yes, we need someone to protect us from this evil little rocket man who's gonna destroy us in 45 minutes. You know, and I'm gonna make this video separate about what I'm about to say so that you guys know. But this is why Bill Clinton will forever be a better president than Donald J. Trump. Bill Clinton will forever, because in my lifetime, as I said, I grew up with this threat of nuclear devastation in 30 minutes and 45 minutes hanging over my head for the first 30, 35, 40 years of my life. We can be vaporized in 45 minutes. You guys can see the phone numbers, can you? Is that too small? It's 805 Mox News. 805 Mox News. That's 669-6397. Okay, so as I was saying, and for the first 30, 40 years of my life, I had this constant threat that we were going to be vaporized at any second. Duck and cover, because that's going to protect you. You duck and cover. You get underneath your desk and you cover yourself, and that's going to protect you from nuclear devastation. Okay, and then Bill Clinton came along and actually reduced the budget of the military and actually started closing military bases. And for all of you people who say, oh, well, the U.S. economy is based on weapons production and weapons profiteering and weapons manufacturing, Bill Clinton cut the military budget and started closing military bases, and the economy boomed like never before. Now you can say, oh, that's all because of the internet. My feeling is that we didn't spend a whole lot of time. The internet was nothing compared to what it is now under Bill Clinton. The internet was nothing. We didn't spend trillions of dollars on the internet on Black Friday under Bill Clinton. It didn't happen, so you know. Okay, we got a call. Hold on one sec. Caller, you have to turn down the volume on your computer.
Are we live?
You got the volume turned down?
I'm not on the computer, man. I was just checking in with you because I know you're doing your show live. This is the proverbial roommate you talk about all the time.
Hey, what's up, Krager?
Hey, aside of all that, didn't mean to bug you on the live show, but since I'm making my traditional Costco run, I want to know if you needed anything at Costco because I'm going to be in the hood. So
I need sriracha. Ask them if they have sriracha. They used to have sriracha.
We will find that out. Have a good show, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks for calling. That's a good roommate. Going to Costco, you need anything? That's the kind of guy. That guy is on my side. And he is. There's no doubt about that. Speaking of which, we are doing a fun end of the year fundraiser, which almost no one is contributing to. Do you not want to see Mox News here in 2018? Do you not want to see Mox News here in 2020? Do you not want Mox News here covering the election in 2020 for you? Mox News providing this service for you on a daily basis. There's clickable links in the text body of this video. Right below the video, right down there, there's a link that says Mox News needs your help. It takes 2 minutes to make a donation to Mox News to make sure Mox News is here into 2018 and hopefully long past that. Because we've been doing this, I've been saying that we're going on 13 years, but I'm wrong. Because we were doing this during the Bush's second election. I remember because we did the whole, because John Kerry, I remember the Don't Tase Me Bro video. That was a big video on Mox News. So anyways, I'm digressing. We were talking about why Bill Clinton will forever be a better president than Donald J. Trump. And the reason that Bill Clinton will forever be a better president is because, again, I lived for the first 40 years of my life with this whole West Coast is going to be vaporized in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, ducking cover, you know, just this constant nuclear threat hanging over my head from the time I was a baby. And then Bill Clinton came along and started reducing the military budget. He started closing military bases, and the economy boomed. It took off like a wildfire. And I believe, this is what I was getting to before, I believe it wasn't just because you guys are going to say, oh, Bill Clinton was lucky, he got the internet explosion under Bill Clinton. Well, the internet began to take off under Bill Clinton, but I think that there's more to it. I think that when you lift this this weight, this sword of Damocles, which is hanging over the head of every little 10-year-old kid, which is completely unfair, Donald Trump, because you're the one who put it there, although George Bush and Barack Obama had a lot to do with it too. But under Bill Clinton, the threat of war, the threat of this nuclear vaporization seemed to completely disappear. I almost forgot that America was a warrior nation, that America was building an empire around the world. I almost completely forgot that nuclear vaporization was even a possibility. And the reason was because it wasn't just this constant, we need to focus on war. We need war. We need more war. We got to go beat up these people that you never heard of before because we got to fight them over there, so we don't have to fight them over here. Bullshit. So that they can build this giant military industrial complex. And this is what happens, right? You start cutting the military budget, you start closing military bases, the economy starts to boom, and then bam, 9/11. Gee, I guess the military wasn't happy about their budget being closed. The military needed to prove that there's this giant enemy that we all have to be afraid of. Caller, hold on just a sec. Make sure your volume's turned down on your computer. Without this giant enemy that's going to kill us all at any moment, the Pentagon cannot have a reason to continue to war profiteer and boost its budget out of control. Caller, what's on your mind? Caller, I know you're there. Did they leave? Oh, we lost our caller. I'm sorry, caller. I'm sorry. Someone got the guts to call, and I chatted through their chat. All right, so the telephone number is 805-669-6397. That's 805 Mox News. Mox News, are you threatening me? Hey, there is no reason to fear God. Anyone that tells you to fear God doesn't know anything about God and worship some God that isn't fucking pure love. Okay? If God is pure love, as God is supposed to be, then why should we fear God? Please explain that to me. That's one of the stupidest things I ever heard. In fact, I was at HempFest one year, and there's these guys, these guys who come out to the festivals and they got these giant signs, right? And they show like aborted babies and giant pictures of Christ, like all chopped up as hamburger, and this guy's wearing a hat, right? And it says, "Fear God." And I came up to him and I said, and there's like people walking by and looking at him, like a lot of people. And I'm like, "See this guy's hat? It says, 'Fear God.' Do not fear God. God loves you. Do not fear love. This person fears God. This person does not understand God at all. There's nothing to fear from God. You know nothing about God. There's lots of gods. There's not lots of gods. Ha! Many of them are fearful. Many of them fearful gods can suck my motherfucking cock. Okay? Because fearing God is not the reason God put you here. Fear is not the reason God made you tippy-toppy, pointy-tippy spear point of the fucking food chain. Okay? Fear is the last reason. God made you the tippy, pointy part of the spear food chain, tippy top, so that you don't have to fear, so that you can walk through the jungle knowing there's really nothing smarter than me, which means there's nothing more dangerous than me, which means I don't have to fear. I'm lost? Why? Because I'm not afraid? No, I have a poster on my wall, not a God. You're retarded. Okay, that's a little man. The little man is a stone cold killer. Okay, with the most kind eyes I've ever seen. It's a poster. It's a colorful poster. My friend saw the poster in a shop when he was tripping on mushrooms, and the poster went like this: "Come here." And my friend went, "Me? Come here." And my friend went up to the poster, and the poster said, "I belong with Mike. Take me to Mike." When he's tripping on mushrooms. And he bought the poster and brought it to me. That's a good friend, right? The colorful poster. You guys are more threatened by this poster than you've ever been by North Korea. The entire time I've been on YouTube, you've been like, "Oh, it's this, you Hindu? Oh, it's yeah." No, I'm a tripper. I like colors. I'm permafry. I'm a human being drawn to bright colors. You're retarded. Nonsense. Okay, I'm talking nonsense. What? Yeah. Okay. What shall we talk about? I'm waiting. You want to talk about North Korea? I already talked. This guy's on crack. Yeah, David, I'm afraid of God. So, or wait, I'm not afraid of God, so I'm on crack. I'm not afraid of, I'm North Korea, so I'm on crack. You are a judgmental nothing who comes out to point fingers at other people who are trying to do the right thing. Yeah, this guy's on crack. How do you think I published 60,000 videos on YouTube? Got to be on something, right? Moron. Martinez. Ooh, smoke. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Dude, I've done thousands of hits of acid. I don't need to do more acid. What? Thousands of hits of acid? You think that's a lot? That's right. I'm just a pothead who posted 60,000 videos plus on YouTube, who had 500 million video views plus on YouTube, who brings awareness to thousands. And we did 400,000 views on YouTube yesterday. Yeah, I'm just another pothead. Good call, douchebag. Right. That's the whole point, is that this North Korea thing is all about fear. Okay, I'm ignoring them. Be good. Be good. Caller, you have the volume turned down on your computer?
I do.
How are you today?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. Who is this?
My name's D.
Hey, D. So, are you afraid of North Korea?
I'm not.
Good. I'm really glad to hear that, D.
Totally not.
Why is it that you think that that you're not afraid of North Korea?
Because what do they have to gain?
Yeah, that's right.
Seriously, they're gonna. I mean, if they were to do something, they would be gone in a second.
The whole world.
I mean, it's just,
the whole world is really gone in a second if anything like that happens.
well, yeah, but I mean, with North Korea, I mean, it would be short. I mean, I'm not very. I mean, I have friends who were, know people in North Korea or friendly with their government. I have some friends that worked in news who know them sort of people, but it's just, I think they should just try to pursue a peace of some sense with them. I think the Prime Minister of China, China should absolutely say, you know what, this is crazy that you guys are just isolating these people. They need to have some kind of summit, in a neutral place, China, and actually talk. I mean, I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I hate the guy, but when he said that, hey, I'm a business guy. I talk with everybody. I'll talk to them. I mean, I thought, holy shit! I knew he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
He said it.
Yeah. It would be. I really think. I mean, the solution. I think you're really close to the solution there. Barack Obama or Donald Trump. First thing, Donald Trump should have just invited Kim Jong-un to the White House. Said, hey, let's go see a Bulls game or something, and we'll have and come to the White House and we'll have a little talk and we'll have some other countries here, and then next year you can come back and we'll have a state dinner, and that would be the end of it, dude.
Could have had Donald Trump and Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un go into a Bulls game.
There you go. It would have been, and it would be completely. It would be a completely different reality at that point.
It's professional wrestling.
Yeah. It's hard to believe this guy's in the White House. I mean, but what were the choices, right? Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton,
I voted for Jill, but yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going.
Bernie got robbed.
Yeah, well, Bernie got robbed, but if he didn't just get robbed, he really kind of screwed the people too, because Bernie Sanders could have done the 1-2 knockout punch on Hillary at any time and chose not to.
You know what though? I think about that too. Me and my wife have talked about this, and honestly, if he would have just gone out for it instead of blaming Russia like the Clinton campaign did, when she lost, because you know the tide was against her. I mean, I'm sorry, it's Hillary. You would think, but no. I mean, enough people distrust her,
No,
hate her.
Hillary.
That's why she lost. But if he would have went just all go, and she lost an election to Donald Trump because of some things I mean, even though we know it's not true, that wouldn't be the reason why she lost. I'm pretty sure the media would be saying, "Oh, Bernie Sanders did this, Bernie Sanders did that," instead of, now it's conveniently blame the Russians.
They already do that.
Yeah,
they did that at the very beginning.
Well, but they're not doing it as much.
When she first lost the election, that was Bernie Sanders was the reason. And and the thing is that when it was the primary, Bernie Sanders, all he had to do was say, Hillary Clinton is extremely sick. She is not well. She can't campaign. She goes out to campaign and collapses. This is not a person we can have in the White House having to be, ready 24 hours a day and under constant, and he chose not to do that. Because Donna Brazile said a couple weeks ago, he said Hillary Clinton was so sick that I suggested that she had to be replaced. That was Donna Brazile, the head of the DNC or whatever.
I heard it.
Yeah.
I know.
This is D, right?
It is D.
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 Okay. Well,
I can give you my Reddit username I go by.
Have you no, it's cool, bruh. Have you so you feel that Mox News is a valuable resource?
Dude, I've been watching your channel for years. I remember right when I moved out of my parents' house, I would have been 18, and it was 2006, 2000.
Yeah.
I've been watching your channel since then.
Right on.
I mean, I love your stuff.
That's really cool. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Yeah, I noticed you did your first one of these a couple weeks ago, and I've been kind of just watching, and I'm just sitting on my couch on my iPad. I'm like, oh, hey, Mike's got this done. I should say hey.
Well, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. It's nice to hear from you. Is there any suggestions for upcoming shows or anything that you see that Mox News is missing?
No, not really. I mean, you do a lot of good stuff. I mean, I like your international stuff you post. That's always interesting because you don't always see that.
It's consistently interesting, right? I mean, the page is like almost every day asking you to look at stuff that you're interested in, right?
Yeah, I like your local stuff you post. Well, you're in Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always interesting to see. I'm out of Ohio, so it's always interesting to see what local news is talking about somewhere else.
Yeah.
You don't always see. It's a little slightly different.
Yeah, I think. I think there's a lot of really open-minded people in this area, and that it translates into this is the world moving forward, or you know what I mean. So it's a good place to be broadcasting a lot of local stuff from too, and all the local issues are the kind of things that touch us all, as opposed to the international and the national. The local stuff is all kind of almost always not centered on human interest, but it kind of like there's this human interest part to it.
No, it's interesting. I heard something very similar to that. I remember it would have been a couple years ago when you guys decriminalized marijuana.
Yeah.
or didn't decriminalize it, you're just not prosecuting it
Yeah.
as much. There's
Yeah.
something like that.
They weren't doing any
There's a story on
marijuana
NPR
prosecution.
about that,
Yeah.
how the number of African Americans who were being arrested for it dropped slightly, but not like a whole lot like white people. I found that really interesting. You know what I'm talking about? Or am I
Yeah.
just remembering.
Yeah.
Fake? That was an interesting one. It's just like, yeah, things didn't really change.
You guys
I
voted to
think everyone kind of figured that one out, though.
Ohio voted to legalize too, right?
We did not. We
But you had legalized on the
medical. We have a medical thing that passed, but it is very, very, very hard to get. It's not as much
Yeah.
as, the reasons we prescribed it as, like, well, Colorado is just full out, but the reasons for medical marijuana is more restrictive than most medical marijuanas. But
Well, that's messed up. It should be easy access because it is medicine, and the people and everybody
absolutely.
everybody really needs it. It's missing from everybody. I think it's the reason why there's this massive dementia epidemic and Alzheimer's. I have trouble with that word. Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Epidemic is because the brain is partially fueled on cannabinoids. There's cannabinoid receptors all throughout the brain, and the body's not able to produce it after we reach a certain age. So cannabis is the best way to get it. All right, man. Dee, thanks so much for calling. I hope we hear from you again.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to you later, Mike.
Okay, thanks. All right, you guys. So again, we are doing a end of the year fundraiser. Dee has been watching for at least 11 years, he said. I'm not asking for you guys to give up giving somebody a present or something. I'm asking for $5. If you guys can kick down $5, Mox News will be here forever. Is that too much to ask for? Is it? Because nobody's, I don't want to say nobody, but since the last live show, nobody donated. Before the last live show, nobody donated either. It's been like 10 days. Nobody's donated. And I don't get it, because it's depressing as fuck when you're doing this fundraiser and you're saying, hey, you guys think that Mox News, you want Mox News to stick around, right? Yes, give me $5. Why? Do you think that's too much to ask, Eric? You think $5 is too much to ask after 12 years and 60,000 videos? Eric, the farmer. I don't need your money for weed. And even if I did, why should they give you $5? Did you post 60,000 videos on YouTube, Eric? Over the last 14 years? 500 million views? Did you do that, Eric? Did you do 400,000 views yesterday, Eric? Fuck God. Alright, so anyways, phone number is 805 Mox News, and we're waiting. Are you guys gonna donate? Has anyone donated? Let's find out. Anybody donating to Mox News? Are you out there? Can you hear me? Speak it English. This is a call-in show, so you know. It's 8:05 Mox News, for those of you that are paying attention. Where'd that go? Where'd that live show go? Oh my God, I lost the live show. There it is. I don't know what happened to your cunt. I don't believe in religion. Look, the way I view religion is all religion is against God. God gave you freedom so that you could be all that you could possibly be, as being living your life as freely as possible and exploring your world to its fullest. And all religions seem to want to take that freedom away, chip it away, chip it away. Say, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. If you do that, God that you guys worship will make you burn forever in the worst eternal fire. My cock? What about my cock? Oh, skills, huh, Eric? I'm a fucking living legend, okay? Have skills. I published 60,000. I got 400,000 views on YouTube yesterday. Is that not a form of skill? What, what part of providing an amazing news service is it that you don't get? Which war criminal should be scrutinized the most? We have to make war profiteering illegal. War profiteering in order to make the world a safer place for children. The war profiteers are the war criminals that are making it so that the world is fucked. Oh, that's a good one. Get a job. Hey, I guess I haven't heard that one ever before, right? Then why don't you, Eric? If you could do what I could do and get 400,000 views yesterday, then why don't you do it? Because you can't. Because you're not, because you don't have the skills that I have. Go ahead. The world is, if I got 400,000 views yesterday, then the world is clearly thirsting for this. If you think you can do it better than me, what are you waiting for? The world needs you, Eric. Don't start making rules. You sound like a god. Rules. I'm not making rules. I'm telling you, religion is against God. All organized religions are against God. I don't see any of them that celebrate freedom. God, most of all, wants you to be free. Because, and the reason God wants you to be free is the only way you can reach your maximum potential is being as free as possible, being as open-minded as possible, being able to go in whatever direction at any given moment because of your own personal freedom. Right. I sound like such a whiny bitch. No, Eric. You sound like you're looking in a mirror. So you know. God doesn't have the rules. It's religion that has the rules. Religion is against God. That's why religion is against God. These rules were created by man. God gave you freedom, the freedom to do anything. And religion takes that freedom away. You guys, where'd all these trolls come from? Where's my people? We have never had trolls like this in a Mox newsroom before. They said, oh, you need to have moderators. I'll be like, nah, I don't need a moderator. I'm not afraid of no troll. I'm afraid of no troll. All right. Well, at any rate, I thought, I'm your people. You're my people. Ha! I don't think so. There's my people. Mitchell, where you been? Where your bitch ass been, huh? Been waiting for you. Mitchell, are you afraid of North Korea? Rand Paul, I hate Rand Paul because he endorsed Mitt Romney while his father was still running an election to become president. Rand Paul endorsed Mitt Romney over Ron Paul. I think that's a pretty fucking good reason to hate Rand Paul, don't you? I don't drink. Top. You're just jealous because my beard is better than you, Top. So you know. I didn't say I was so successful. I'm not about money. I'm about doing the right thing, Eric. I'm not saying Mox News is a big success. And it's disgusting that the only way this society, this Western civilization judges success is financially. Fuck you, Eric, and your money. I don't need your fucking money. I don't care about your fucking money, Eric. I'm looking for good people who appreciate what it is that I do, who appreciate that I've been out here for 14 fucking years posting 60,000 fucking videos. I'm gay, and I'm gay, so you know. You give me a donation if I'm gay. And that's the whole thing. If I was out here going, oh, I'm gay, and I've been beat up on my whole life because I'm gay, I could get money. You people would give me money. Or not necessarily you people. But there'd be people that would help me. I'm not out here doing that. I'm not out here going, oh, I'm sick and I need your help. Oh, I don't have shoes. I have to use shoe goo on my shoes because they have holes in them instead of being able to go and buy a new pair of fucking shoes. Can you guys kick me down some money so I could buy some shoes? Oh, I need to go to the dentist. Can you guys give me some money so I can go then? Oh, my mom is fucking dying. I need to go visit my mom. Can you guys kick me down some? Oh, my mom died. I need money so I can bury my mom. Can you guys help me out with funeral expenses? I don't fucking come out here and do that. I come out here and I say, hey, you guys like this? This is what I do. You know, if you guys like it, I need your support because I'm not making a bunch of advertising dollars like all the other people off of YouTube who make you sit through, who you people who all like, oh, can I have my 2 minutes of life back? Sit through how many minutes of fucking commercials on a daily basis? I don't do that to you. I'm simply asking for one time if you could show a little appreciation so that I can move into 2018 strong, so that maybe I can buy some new equipment, so that maybe we can update Mox News equipment into the 21st century. That might be nice. That might be beneficial for everyone who appreciates what it is that I do here, who appreciates how it is that I've spent the last 14 years of my life trying to be of service to this community. Yeah, let's get back to the topic. Are you afraid of North Korea? Fuck, do I sound like I'm afraid of North Korea? Fucking North Korea is not a threat to us. And I'll tell you another reason North Korea is not a threat. Because if you search, you know, UFO takes out missile warhead, you'll find this video of military officials talking about a UFO taking a warhead off of a missile launched from Vandenberg, and you'll see video of it. I'm not afraid of no fucker. You guys are cray-cray, man. Why is no one calling? Callers. We need a caller. It's 805 Mox News. That's 805-669-6397. Taking your calls now. I'm sorry, I let the trolls get to me. I shouldn't let the trolls get to me. Good job, Eric. You should be very proud of yourself. You could do what I could do. Ha! Let's see it, buddy. Yeah, ZZ Top's a pussy. He won't call. My beard is way better than ZZ Top's. So he's threatened. North Korea. Enemy. Uh-oh. Lost my view. No, I don't think we're the same as lab rats. Lab rats don't make amazing art and video. I mean, amazing art and lab rats are different than humans. Humans are kind of special. The Earth is kind of special. Even if we were like our lab rats, they like this lab. The Earth is very, very special, and humans making music and other kinds of art, and what we do with food, and you know, our pleasure kind of thing is extremely interesting to the aliens that view us as lab rats. And the thing is that Einstein said that there was like 250 alien civilizations keeping tabs on Earth and its inhabitants. I'm sorry, I got this camera all messed up, you guys. At any given time on the planet, in orbiting the planet. And, you know, he was supposed to be one of the smartest guys that ever lived, so I think he might be onto something there. And, you know, 250, whatever it is, their technology is going to be way beyond ours. And if they want to stop a nuclear weapon, they will stop a nuclear weapon. And I also believe that our country has all kinds of laser weapons that are able to take out missiles also. At least a few different types of laser weapons that can take out a missile headed this direction. So they just, and the reason that they're not telling you that and is because they want you to be afraid. They want you to be they want you to be, you know, saying, looking towards strong leadership, looking towards, yes, we do need to update our nuclear arsenal to the tune of $1 trillion, you know? So estrogen. Oh, I eat a lot of chicken. Probably a lot of estrogen in chicken, huh? Not to let's see. Hello, caller. You have to turn down the volume on your computer.
Yo.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yo.
How's it going, man?
Yo.
What's up? Are you there? Dog butthole. Are you there? Caller, are you there?
Are you understanding?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Are you... Because Andrea Mitchell, when you have... Andrea Mitchell might seem legit. She might be typing, or maybe it's a dude. Is that a legitimate Andrea Mitchell?
I don't see why not. Are you a legitimate?
I'm a legitimate civilian calling in under attack by the war machine thing. But
I hear you.
Andrea Mitchell. Yeah. So because I've heard some of your other callers, and they might be props, and then I have to wonder, are you a prop? And it's all, you know, it's all a prop.
Do I look like a prop?
Well, now you have to get a next level prop and realize that props can look like anything.
Oh, it's true. So, where are you calling from?
I'm Swampy McGee from Florida. You might have remembered me from a few weeks ago, but maybe you won't.
Sure. Are you afraid of North Korea, McGee?
I have no idea what you just said at the end of that question.
That's because you haven't turned down the volume on your computer.
No, you went with Korea Medine, but I don't know what that means.
No, are you afraid of North Korea, McGee?
Okay. North Korea? I want to go with create a treaty, and are the aliens that was, you know, kind of gave the technology, so now we're all living in this kind of lie of, look how important we are all in this mind-fried smartphone, small screen lie. And you're not going to admit that the nukes were a scam? You pawn your fan?
The nukes?
Yeah, that you're not allowed, that nukes aren't going to get used. Everyone's just pontificating, prancing around. We could scare them. Look how we could scare them. We could scare them with Vietnam. We could scare them with Vegas.
That's the whole point. That seems to be the whole point of everything now is to make you afraid. I think it makes you a better consumer. I think it makes you, it makes you turn to strong leadership. It makes you turn to the military to protect us. You know, the more afraid you are, the more money the military-industrial complex is going to make every single time.
And when you talk about the war criminals, I think Rumsfeld is a war criminal.
Of course, Rumsfeld.
Selling aspartame, and now it's the same game but bigger, I guess. Just like with the weather modification policies for like 1947 Operation Cyclone or all the other bigger grown-up things, most of the people that are paying attention and chiming in are on the clock to lie for sin. That's what's going on all around you. But upon further review, as the NFL referees say, I think Andrea Mitchell might have a clue. But the Andrea
Good.
Mitchell
That's a good call. That's a good call, my brother.
The Andrea Mitchell that's married to Rumsfeld, or not Rumsfeld, the Andrea Mitchell that's married to Greenspan, what is that one, and why is one of your, pretty much your most ardent person? Because even as I was typing on my last call weeks ago, or maybe that was years ago, it seemed like Andrea Mitchell had something to say, but it's Andrea Mitchell. What does that mean? She's here for pay?
She's here to stay, buddy.
No matter how many Goya fillet. Okay, so are you going to solve Vegas or not?
It's not solvable any more than
Yeah,
not any more than
it's
9/11.
solvable. They're killing witnesses. It's JFK 2.0.
I'm not arguing with you. I agree. It's clear that there's a huge cover up going on with Vegas.
All right, because I wanted to say, well, now Andrea Mitchell types, "I'm just here for the foreskin." Now, is that what is that? What is that?
It's called humor, brah.
I don't know, brah, because it seems like there's a lot of Christian Zionism going on the interwebs of the internet of the biggest cult, and I still want to know, what's the biggest cult on YouTube?
The biggest cult on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You must have some idea, though. It sounds like it's something you thought about.
I've been thinking about it because I read about that thing where it's like the Hasbara trolls are like number one.
Is that right?
But then I wonder, yeah, Hasbara trolls. So does that mean like the Pentagon and the Zionism are combining together to wage war on the civilians and no one's going to confess about that?
I think that's been going on for a while, man.
What do you mean a while? What is that?
This conspiracy that you speak of has been happening for years and years and years, if not decades.
So you're saying, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm wondering about 1947 and then Building 7 Heaven, and then people are just living a lie to make other civilians' mind fry.
You're real close to the truth, if not dead on right there.
Right. So do you really want the drones?
The what?
The drones upon, in your sky. Like you're going to open your door and you're going to see the drones and they might be killing people. Or is that ever on any kind of public ballot? Do you want the drones to be causing you fear for the rest of your life?
I don't think it's going to be up for discussion, man.
Well, your question that you're posting is, are you afraid of North Korea? Pentagon is North Korea.
I think that you're right. I think that North Korea and Donald Trump are working together to sell weapons to Japan and South Korea.
And okay, so Andrea Mitchell's statement, I make a short video about the High Incident Project, which I don't know, is that bullshit? Is that about Vegas? Is that something off of Reddit that now becomes, something that only truth seekers even pontificate about, while everyone else who's on the clock waging war on civilians they mock just comes back with, they'll never get it together. Look how great we are by, just being able to mock.
I think you already got this figured out, man. I think your questions are rhetorical. They don't really need answers because you already know what the answer is.
I have no answers. I know nothing.
It's not true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to come up with these questions.
But these are questions. These are not answers. And then, are you? Wait. Okay. Are you going to cremate yourself? And is that a religious thing? The creation of more cremation, is that about a soul? And then, and kind of just like tattoos, is that about fooling people into doing something wrong?
Tattoos are about bullying people?
Fooling people.
Fooling people into doing...
yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Does everyone who has a tattoo already fall for the jokes on you?
Possibly. I don't think everyone, but it seems like maybe. All right, McGee, good to hear from you.
Okay.
He is a little overwhelming. Just full of questions, you people are. I'm the one asking the questions. North Korea, are you afraid? Because they want you afraid. Are you afraid of North Korea? Should you be? I don't think you should be afraid of anything. I don't think you're meant to walk through life afraid. I don't think you're meant to walk through life with fear being a constant factor. I think you're meant to walk through life being the tippy top of the food chain, the big brain top of the food chain, which means there really is nothing for you to fear. Which means fear is only meant to be momentary. As you walk through the jungle, you know, you hear a growl from a tiger. It tells you, and you're supposed to decide in that moment of fear, do I run or do I stay and fight? And if you don't have the fear, you probably won't run. And running is probably not your best choice. Running is how you get shot in the back. Ask any cop. Which is illegal, by the way, cops. Shooting people in the back. Who are you talking to, Friday? Yeah, that military is going to keep you safe. That's what it does, right? It keeps you safe, huh? Caller, you have to turn down the volume on your computer.
Yes, Moxie, yes, I know. Turn down the volume.
Okay, who is this?
Moxie, no.
Who?
Anyways, Moxie. I'm from your channel. But anyways, Moxie, no, not fearful of North Korea, not whatsoever.
That's really good. It seems like awful lot of people, like, you know, the fear, pushing the fear is off the charts on the mainstream media at the moment.
It's just one big charade. That's all it is.
It's
been going on for years now, since 2007, 2008. They've been building up this big game. You know, let's isolate China. And first they tried with the ASEAN trade agreement along with TPP at the exact same time, which was supposed to just put China in a nice little pocket so we could say no trade with any of the other countries around them. Then China announced that they were going to redo the Silk Road, and then they were going to do the Oceanic Silk Road to South America. And at that point in time, then the TPP and the ASEAN agreement became even more important. And since both of those fell through, Trump threw those through. Now, you notice how Trump never gets into huge detail about North Korea. It's always just like, oh, if they attack, we're going to bomb them. Oh, we're just going to threaten them. Never deep detail. The ones with the, all the fear, as you keep putting it, is the MSM, is CNN and MSNBC. It's Trump. It's Trump. Look what he's doing.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, because there's other, the Japanese news and there's a lot of different news sources that are all, saying that North Korea can now hit New York or whatever. And which is
like they don't even want to tickle the true topics going on in today's society.
This seems to be the big thing. Is it's a distraction from the truth?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Fox has its scandals too. Fox is no saint nor angel, and the majority of news outlets we look at today, none of them are going to be innocent. So each one's going to pander on a point that's going to try to keep them, in the neutral zone. Oh, CNN's guilty this week, so we're going to play Fox as a saint. Next week, it'll be Fox is guilty, and then, MSNBC will be the saint.
They're all the same.
Circle jerk.
they're all the same. They're all just Pentagon mouthpieces, you know, meant to continue the war effort at its maximum volume.
And did you see, was it Murdoch that was saying he was going to purchase CNN again? Possibly purchase CNN? He's interested?
That's easy to believe. I didn't see that, but that's really easy to believe.
That was just a week or so ago. But it wouldn't be nice to see this swamp get drained and, you know, just war end for, we've been at it, what, 16 years now? If you really want to look at it, since Bush Sr., because there was no real de-escalation when fucking Clinton was in office. He just, you know, instead of sending in people, he was like, oh, let's just throw a couple missiles at him. We'll call it square for that.
Yeah, but there was no, see, under every other president, it's always been this massive, you know, we're on the edge of war, we're on the edge of war, we're on the edge of war. And then under Clinton, that stopped. You know, you know what I'm saying, right? And I believe that's the biggest part of why the economy actually boomed under Clinton, was because this horrible weight was lifted off the shoulders of people, and they were able.
That was NAFTA. The only reason we had that, well, because they got Senior out of office early. They didn't let him do his full 8. Clinton looked like some type of jazz playing hero for the youth at the time, and we were in that nice little bubble that the late '80s brought in, when everybody was, man, we got to make make everything in the USA again. Even though at that exact same time when Clinton was in office, that was the last American-made TV and radio fucking production facility actually took Walmart to court and was battling with Walmart in court because that's when they started their big if you want to do business with us, you got to do it super cheap and send your production over to China fucking deal. That's when, Clinton passed NAFTA, which completely fucked the manufacturing of the U.S. up. So for about 8 to 10 years there, we had this just giant bubble of stupidity and cheap goods flowing over to the U.S. And people were getting paid a little bit better. It seemed like during the 90s we were in this fanciful delight of everything's going to be okay. And then, once
and then 9/11 happened.
Well, it wasn't even 9/11, because when Bush got in office, at the tail end of Clinton's term, and when Bush got in office, shit did start to go sour. People started to realize, wait a minute, the economy is not as good as it is. Jobs are getting shipped away more.
What are you talking about? That was when the internet really took off, is when Bush came into office. All this stuff about, Clinton's big boom was because of the internet. The internet didn't really take off.
Clinton's boom wasn't because of the internet. Clinton's boom was because of NAFTA. That's when he started allowing the free trade to come and go from the countries. I was in Detroit at the time working for some of the big 3 fucking companies. And at that time, they started taking parts that were, shit that would be made locally, and they'd have to produce, 50,000, 100,000 units throughout a year. They would ship all that shit over to China or to Germany. The majority of our shit went overseas, and they started, and in reality, when you found out later, they were paying 2 to 3 times more for fucking shittier parts in the long run. But that was part of the NAFTA trade. They thought they would get a better deal by allowing people that didn't have such higher living standards build the shit. But in reality, it was a fucking circle jerk.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Americans in the center.
I don't understand why we moved away from made in America. And that's what Walmart was built on. Walmart was built on the fact that everything was made in America.
If Walton Sr. was still alive these days, he'd fucking have a heart attack to see what his family did with the company.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to let you go and let the next person get on. You have a good time, Moxie.
All right, bro. Thanks so much for calling, man.
You are the fucking the bookkeeper and the librarian for YouTube videos. Keep it up, man.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
Take it easy, Moxie.
You notice that the trolls don't call. I wonder why that is. Because I can handle any troll. I'm not afraid of you trolls. I'm not afraid of North Korea. I'm not afraid of God. I just want to, I'm afraid of the police state. The police state must come to an end. It's the biggest threat to our freedom. It's the biggest threat to your children's future. North Korea is not going to take away our freedom. ISIS isn't going to take away our freedom. In fact, our freedom can't be taken away. It can only be given away by you. Your freedom was given to you by God. And the only way that it's taken away, the government can make rules. The government can say, oh, marijuana is illegal. That doesn't mean that you can't smoke marijuana, does it? Marijuana been illegal my entire life, and that has never ever stopped me from smoking marijuana. Because fuck the government and their bullshit police state. Okay, so the lines are open. It's 805 Mox News or 805-669-6397. The lines are open. Call now. Are you afraid of North Korea? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Do you guys like this? Is this important? Should we keep doing this? I mean, I don't mind doing this. It's just, I feel like I'm just sitting here, you know, like blabbing on, and that I don't need to like do a live call. I can like, I mean, I don't need to do a live show to be able to blab into the camera, you know. This is about connecting with you people. And I really like it because like all the callers are, you know, you sound like you pay attention. You sound like, you know, like you're on the ball. Like you guys keep talking about stuff I never heard of, and I don't know, I really, really appreciate you guys, and that's the reason that I do the live call-in show. When I hear you guys and you guys are like, Mox, we love you, brah. You know, man, it's like, if I know that you want the connection, the live thing, that you like that. So, you know what? Jackie Cat's not here. I just noticed Jackie Cat's not here. Where's Jackie Cat? Oh man, did I upset Jackie Cat? If I lost Jackie Cat, then it is over. I no longer have a reason to do live shows. Jackie Cat, where'd you go? Where's my Jackie Cat? I did not hear that Hawaii sent a letter to medical marijuana users to turn in their guns. The government has no business knowing who medical marijuana users are to start with, and they got no business touching anybody's guns. You know, and this shit about marijuana, if you use marijuana, you can't have a gun, is a complete load of bullshit, because if you use opiates, you can have a gun. So fuck you people and your anti-marijuana bullshit and your anti-gun bullshit, and you people that are all pro-gun and anti-marijuana, they're taking guns away from people with this marijuana thing, so you got to be pro-marijuana too. So we're clear. Speaking of which, I'm going to have a little puff. Need some light. Hey, it's a call-in show, like I said, 805 Mox News. Lines are now open, waiting for your call. And if nobody's going to call, there's no reason to do this live, like I said, so I might as well just do my bong hit and go home. Just do my bong hit and go home. Anyways, this is where we're at. This is what we do. Hey, we got a caller. Look at that. Oh, I got a caller. Hey, caller, you got the volume turned down on your computer?
Yes.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Marcella and Zach from Connecticut.
How are you?
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Okay, hi.
Hi. Have you been a viewer of Mox News a long time?
No, we just stumbled upon you.
Is that right? I published
yes,
60,000 videos on YouTube.
Wow. Well, we are so glad that we found you. Zach and I were arguing whether or not a closed door at night is safer, and he went to pull up a YouTube video, and then we found you.
And where did your argument lead to so far? Have you decided if a closed door is safer or not?
Yes, we have. Zach was a former volunteer firefighter, and he pulled up a fire safety video. And apparently, you can save lives if you sleep with your bedroom door closed.
Is that how you found Mox News from that video? Because I have that video posted.
Oh yeah, that must be how we found you.
That's interesting. So yeah, Mox News saves lives, people. Are you? Where are you calling? Relationships and relationships. How much more do you want from me? Where you got? Well, I'm glad I could help.
Thank you.
Are you afraid of North Korea?
You know, I am. I am a little.
Are you a parent?
I'm not a parent. We have two fur children, our two dogs, and I have nieces and nephews.
What is it that you're afraid of?
Well, Zach's not afraid. Well, see, now you might start another argument. You know, Zach is not afraid. I don't know. I guess I'm any type of
I think the only thing to fear about.
Hang on here. Here's Zach. Hang on.
I think what is scary about North Korea is how it treats, or not how it treats its people, but how the dictatorship treats its people. I'm not so much afraid of North Korea in it being a threat to me personally. I think it's just a loud man and a very sad part of the world.
Well, what I was saying earlier was that, you know, I lived through this whole, you know, Cold War, you know, nuclear vaporization in 45 minutes thing for the first 30, 40 years of my life. And it all turned out to be bullshit then. And I think it's all bullshit now. And it's just being used in order to create this fear so that we can justify updating our nuclear arsenal to the tune of $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's that, and it's a diversion tactic to get you paying attention to the wrong thing.
I think that too. Good call. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think that that they're trying to say, yeah, look at this thing that's so dangerous to all of us. When the fact is that, you know, the thing that's so dangerous to all of us is in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I think that's probably the greatest threat to the world right now is in the White House.
It's not it's not a threat to the world so much as to you and I, to Americans. The people in Washington, D.C. are the ones that are going to take away your freedom, not ISIS, not North Korea.
Yeah, I agree. As someone with a online like show. What is your view on net neutrality?
I think it's that they're trying to kill a lot of. I think they're trying to conglomerate the internet, you know, into like, these are going to be the sources, you know, this is where you're going to go, because those are the only people that really have proper bandwidth or whatever.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think it's more like so they see us as products, you and I. Right?
Yeah.
You and I are products, and they are running out of ways to make money off of us. I think cable is dead, and that was their cash cow, and now they need a replacement for cable. And I also think they need a platform to push their political agendas. That they can control which sites you get, they can control what's on those sites. Right now, they can't control any of that. So it's both of those.
That makes a lot of sense, man. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that makes so much sense. What you're saying is that they're trying to turn the internet into some kind of cable, you know, like the new television or something.
Yeah, I think for sure it's that, and they want to control what message you hear. Like, if they want you to be afraid of North Korea, this show probably wouldn't be able to air.
You know, there's such a huge push for censorship these days. It blows my mind how many Americans are on board with the idea of this kind of language can't be allowed, you know?
Yeah, it blows my mind, the things that we vote for, the things that we believe. I just don't get it.
It's the fear thing. It's this, as long as they can keep you afraid, then you're going to turn to strong leaders and you're going to turn to the military for reassurance, you know? And the mainstream media.
Yeah, I agree. It's whatever. Oh, you got something to say here?
Yeah, it's Marcella again. I had a question. One thing I was wondering today, do you feel like there's a pattern of sort of in our history of in times of turmoil or sort of our own political instability at home, that there's a pattern of leadership then trying to focus people's attention to some sort of external threat? Like even though I will admit that when North Korea does make me nervous, and I can't say I haven't thought about it. I was thinking about that today. It's like, is there a pattern of this happening? It was interesting to me what you said in terms of, hey, you grew up at a time where you're doing sort of nuclear air drills, and I just wondered if you've seen a pattern of that through history.
It appears that that's a very good call, what you're saying, because, you know, when like I was talking earlier about how Bill Clinton kind of made that whole fear of nuclear threat and the fear of war. Bill Clinton kind of made it go away. It wasn't like, oh, we're about to go to war. At any second, there could be a massive attack. You know, Bill Clinton kind of made that go away, or you didn't feel it like it was hanging over your head every moment of every day. And then when Bill Clinton got in trouble, all of a sudden he started messing around in Africa. There was Somalia, and there was he bombed some aspirin factory or something, and it was like they call it wagging the dog. They wag the dog in order to distract, you know, from, you know, oh, I got a blowjob in the Oval Office, you know, to oh, look, there's trouble in Africa, and that could rebound onto us, you know. It definitely happened then. George Bush, you know, under George Bush, I think it was more complicated because they started to cut the military budget and close military bases, and everyone was talking about how George Bush didn't get elected, and how, you know, the Supreme Court inserted George Bush into the White House, and then and then that he was a moron and that he wasn't competent, and bam, there was 9/11. You know, there was like, oh, we need, you know, and even more so after 9/11, when when there was the media and certain politicians started questioning immediately following 9/11 how something like this could have possibly happened, and questioning the official storyline, there was the anthrax attacks. And that was not so much to distract people from, you know, that discussion as to put people into a position of if you don't shut your mouth, you know, this could happen. Your children could get a letter of anthrax. You know, this could be delivered to your home, not just to your congressional office. You know, and that's when the media actually died. That's when the free media died, because there was anthrax sent to I think 3 or 4 different NBC affiliates, and like 7 different Congress people, I think, something like that. And that was a really big deal, because a lot of people, like I think 13 or 20 postmen got really sick. So, but yeah, I think that they use the fear to distract, for sure.
And then one other, what do you say to people who say it is still an issue that countries like North Korea, or dictatorships like North Korea, or governments like Iran, or other countries? What do you say to those people who say, like, it is a problem that they have nuclear weapons, or that is a threat that we should be monitoring and worried about?
Well, I think nuclear weapons are a problem for anyone to have. I think that, you know, with this, we have to start looking at what kind of world is it that we want to live in, and that nuclear weapons is something that we have to get rid of. It just doesn't make any sense. But as long as anyone has nuclear weapons, namely Israel, of course Iran's going to want to have nuclear weapons. I mean, and are they a threat? I personally cannot see where Iran has been a real threat to anyone at any time in the last 300 years.
Well, I think in the 70s, Israel was as close, if not closer, to being an enemy of the United States than Iran was.
Yeah, the USS.
It's only a matter. The
USS Liberty. I see Andrea Mitchell, or somebody was talking about the USS Liberty in the chat room. Of course, I mean, I don't think that in the 70s it was any different than now. I think that Israel is no friend to America, and I think that partially the reason Israel owns the Congress and the White House and the Pentagon and the CIA and the NSA is because they have nuclear-armed submarines off the East Coast. And we don't know where the fuck they're at, and at any time they can take care of business. You know, and I mean, we're talking, you know, really short amount of time. We're not talking about a 30, 40-minute, you know, delivery. We're talking about a 10-minute, 12-minute delivery to Washington, D.C. And then they have all this blackmail stuff on every single congressperson. You know, they all travel to Israel. It's one of the biggest threats to American freedom there is, besides, you know, the American government itself.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a very complicated thing we've gotten ourselves weaved into, with, you know, overthrowing a lot of those Persian Gulf governments, interjecting, like, working democracies, interjecting our dictators. We've disrupted that whole region. Yeah. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot on that.
Well, we just made a complete mess out of the Middle East, and basically the entire, from, you know, Syria, Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, they're just all breeding grounds for terrorists. You know, and the reason that we want breeding grounds for terrorists is because the Pentagon needs an enemy in order to be able to say, oh, we have to double our budget again this year, you know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for business.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to distract it is talk about whose dick is being shown to who. You know, it's true. I mean, like Matt Lauer, all of a sudden Matt Lauer's everywhere, and like,
people love their sexual scandals, no doubt.
It's the new distraction. I mean, net neutrality is coming up again,
and nobody's talking about it
in 2017, and no one's able to talk about it because the media is tangled up with like, whose dick is being shown to who.
Yeah,
and they're not paying attention to the real issues.
And yeah, and they're all acting so shocked. Oh my God, Matt Lauer, how could this be true? They all know. They all know. And then they act shocked. Oh my God, the most powerful man in the world got a blowjob. How can this? I'm so shocked.
Yeah, I wish. Imagine if we had this this environment when Kennedy was in office. The scandal. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is I have to say, at this point, it's a little bit like even with each coming sort of like sexual assault case, like news story, I'm doing like where was the outrage when we elected our president with that tape and et cetera, like just to me feels a day late in a dollar store.
The world has gone to such a crazy place, hasn't it?
You know, I feel that I go back and forth where I feel like, oh my goodness, like what is this time that I'm living in? And then I try to think though, has it always been this way? Like,
I don't think the world is crazier now than it was in the past. I think we're more aware of how crazy it is because they can't hide things.
I think that's probably,
you know, they can't do what they used to.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. They're just so much more is so much more accessible to everyone now that you can see how crazy everybody is.
Yeah, they couldn't put a firecracker in Fidel's cigar nowadays. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So they have to do things like blackmail and all this.
Yeah.
But there are upsides to the access, which is that Lee went online to find a video about fire stations. Now we're talking to you.
Yeah, North Korea.
Well, I hope you guys will subscribe. Yeah, and it's good to hear from you. Thanks so much for calling. It was a great call. All right.
Thank you so much.
We're doing the live show every Wednesday night at 6 p.m.
Hey, you got it. We'll hook up with you.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
Bye.
All the callers are so nice. Okay, Joe's, you can call now. You're from Slow. Do I know you? Do you know me? I grew up in Slow. Oh, I can't believe Jackie Cat's not here. Okay, Joe's, you can call now. Are you still there, Joe's? I can't believe Jackie Cat's not here. Okay, let's see if this is Joe's. Hey, is this Joe's?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Hey, Joe's, how you doing?
Not much, just got out of work.
You got your volume turned down? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, you know, like, I don't know if I've heard you talk about Bernie Sanders at all. But,
yeah.
What's your view on him?
I think Bernie Sanders is really good at saying important things, but I think he kind of let us down in the 2016 election, because Bernie Sanders could have done the 1-2 knockout punch on Hillary and chose not to.
And what were some of the things that you think he should have done?
He should have pointed out that Hillary was extremely ill, and that it used to be an important thing when we were selecting our president, what the president's health was, It used to be they used to always take physicals, and there'd always be this major discussion about what the candidate's health was, and Bernie Sanders refused to go there with Hillary, knowing that she was extremely sick.
So, do you think that would have been a better strategy than talking about how she would just basically take money through her foundation and do all kinds of shady stuff with the State Department and Bill Clinton, as opposed to that part?
I don't think.
Just being sick.
I don't think he. See, I don't think he needed to go there unless he had solid evidence to prove all that stuff, and people that were going to listen and let him make his point on that. But this thing about the health is it used to be a really important thing when we were selecting presidential candidates, and then all of a sudden, you know, when the candidates are all 70 years plus, it doesn't matter anymore. But you're right. No, that's not the only thing. I mean, I would have gone after the fact that Hillary Clinton is one of the most despised figures in American political history, and she's basically completely unelected. And if you put her into position, you're not going to get the voters out to the voting box. And I don't think he brought that up either. I love Ganesh.
Do you think Bernie Sanders would have beat Trump?
I think absolutely Bernie Sanders would have beat Trump. The reason Hillary didn't beat Trump is because she didn't campaign. She was sick. She couldn't even go out and campaign full-fledged like you have to do in a presidential campaign. She campaigned half as much as Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, less than half as much, I bet you. Bernie Sanders would have completely kicked Donald Trump's ass because Hillary Clinton already got more votes than Donald Trump did, and she couldn't get the voters out to the polls. Bernie Sanders would have got the voters out to the polls.
Yeah, I think for sure. I know during the primary, Bernie Sanders, I have never seen a politician come to the area. I'm from San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, cool.
But Bernie Sanders came to Santa Maria, and I have never seen any politician run by here during any primary, and it was packed. Like, I had either people from Paso Robles, people from all over the area, going all the way over there to just pack the high school stadium to see him and Hillary Clinton. Every person that I spoke to here, and I know I'm in California, it's a pretty liberal state, but every person I talked to, they just did not like Hillary Clinton. They were just completely opposed to her, and they were just all about Bernie Sanders.
This is what I'm saying, is that nobody likes Hillary Clinton. You have to be a major Kool-Aid drinker to like Hillary Clinton. And everybody knew, and that's why I'm saying Bernie could have took her out and chose not to. And I don't understand. And for that reason, I believe that he sold out the American people, because he allowed her to be the candidate, you know. And he didn't even have to allow her to be the candidate. You know, it was, I don't know. I think he says a lot of really important things, but the follow through, I question how much of it is there, you know.
Don't you think though he did that, like supporting her after the primaries, just so that he could prepare himself to run for 2020? Because I mean, if he went against her, then he would have like every Democratic strategist and person just hate him up until 2020.
I don't think the strategists matter at all, because look at Donald Trump. You know, every single strategist was against Donald Trump, and he's just bam, you know, in there. So I think it's a matter of support of the people, and that if you talk, and that's what one of the things that Bernie Sanders does best, is he connects with the everyday person, you know, and Hillary doesn't connect with anybody who's not an elitist twat.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, hey, it's.
Oh, hey, what's the weather
That's
like
good
in
work.
San Luis Obispo today?
It was pretty. Well, it was kind of warm, but yesterday was really windy. Pretty nice.
I grew up in San Luis. I went to elementary school in Los Osos and went to high school in Morro Bay.
Wait, did you go to Sunnyside? I went to Sunnyside. I grew up in Los Osos.
Yeah, I went to Sunnyside Elementary School.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I went to Sunnyside.
Yeah,
It closed a few years after I left. So
it's
not open anymore.
It was a really good place to grow up. I love Montana de Oro. Montana de Oro is probably the place I miss the most in California.
Oh, absolutely. So you graduated from Morro Bay High.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I love this area. Great.
Right on. Well, thanks a bunch for calling.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no problem, man. Take care.
You guys, you callers are always just like, can't be nicer. No one should be afraid of North Korea. I agree 100%, except for maybe South Koreans and Japan. Because if North Korea is pushed, South Korean people are in a lot of trouble. And Japan might be in a little trouble too. But the South Koreans are in a lot of trouble. He's got chemical, he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of artillery cannons, fortified artillery cannons on the border with South Korea. And from what I understand, 1 million South Koreans will die in the first 24 hours of warfare with North Korea. Just from conventional warfare. That's not chemicals, that's not nuclear. And he has chemical shells that he can put in those artilleries. So that would mean more like 5 million people in the first 48 hours. So you know. So South Korea should probably be, South Koreans may be a little bit afraid. But again, I believe that North Korea is working with Donald Trump to create the fear, to make Americans willing to spend the $1 trillion that he wants to spend to update the American nuclear arsenal, and then also sell a bunch of new weapons to the South Koreans and to the Japanese. So you know, so Kim is actually actually buddies with Donald Trump, and maybe one of these days we'll get to see a nice state dinner for Kim, but probably not. All right, so are we good? How are we doing on time? Are we at 2-hour mark yet? Oh, we're close to the 2-hour mark. You guys need to tell me. You want to keep doing this? Are we done? We're up to 33 viewers. We're up to 33 viewers. And I've gotten so far on this live show one donation for $10 from MM. Get yourself a meal. Been with you since YouTube started way back in my early MySpace days. Thanks, MM. Got one donation for $10 from MM. I'm asking everybody, all the subscribers, for a $5 donation so that Mox News can continue to go strong into 2018. Maybe do a little equipment update. And, you know, basically, I'm just asking for a $5 donation. It buys me lunch, okay? I've published 60,000 plus videos on YouTube since 2004. 60,000 plus for over 500 million video views. I love being of service to this community. I have never made a single penny off of commercialization of these videos. It's the only way that Mox News has been able to do this is through the support of Mox News viewers like yourself. So please, if you can, there's a link right below this video, there's a link to that says Mox News needs your help. You click that link. It takes you less than 2 minutes to make a donation to Mox News. And then maybe Mox News will be here for another 14 years. Or maybe at least until the 2020 election. Or maybe, you know, we can make it to, you know, through 2018. I don't know. But right now, I can tell you, I wouldn't be asking for help if I didn't need it. The first 23,000 videos I made, I never even showed my face on camera. I never asked for help. I need help to continue. You are what makes Mox News strong. So, you know. I needed some water. Oh, or a cup of tea sounds good. All right, I'm getting ready for a cup of tea and some pork chops. I gotta go barbecue. You guys should tell right there that it was all bullshit. Let's talk about asshole. Oh, come on, you guys. All right, no one's calling. It's 805 Mox News. That's 805-669-6397. Did you guys get that last couple that called? That was nice hearing a man and a woman, a couple. I'm pretty sure they were a couple. They said that I saved marriages. That was pretty cool. And that Mox News saves lives. Caller, how you doing?
Hey, Moxie, how's it going? I'm good, thank you.
I'm good too. How are you? Who is this?
This is Vaughn or Colossus from last Wednesday. I donated.
Oh, right on. So how's it going? I mean, what's on your mind tonight?
That's good. I just got off of work, but I joined your live party there. I just wanted to comment on that. You know, Bernie Sanders and all that running. It was really like Hillary Clinton had to go through 2 candidates instead of 1 because Bernie really slammed her pretty hard on her corruption issues.
I question whether that's true. I really think that Bernie, like I said, he could have put her down for the count. He could have
done harder, yeah.
And chose not to. It was his choice not to do that. And then, you know, after she cheated with the DNC, he made an agreement with the DNC that if she became the nominee, that he would support her. But after she cheated, in my opinion, that agreement became null and void. And at that time, when she became the nominee, Jill Stein went to Bernie Sanders, and Jill Stein said, I will step down as the nominee of the Green Party, and you can take over, and you can run against these people, and you can, you know, and he chose not to do that either. So even though they cheated and tried to force him out, he didn't have to be forced out. Even though he agreed that he would, he didn't have to because he cheated, and he knew that they cheated, and he stated publicly to the media, they're cheating this way, they're cheating this way, they're cheating this way, and the media went, you're crazy Bernie Sanders says that the DNC is cheating. You know, it was and it was all and Hillary was forced on the American people by the Democratic Party, the super delegates and all. The people did not want Hillary.
Yeah, well, if you look back at the last election, you know, anyone who chose the non-party war hawk like Ron Paul at the last election, they just call you crazy.
That seems to be one of the things that one of the labels they do their best to attach is, you know, crazy old man, you know, oh, look, because they did the same thing to Ron Paul. Yeah, Ron Paul's just a crazy old man. He's an isolationist. You know, which means he was the first make America, you know, America first guy or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And he was always talking about, you know, the military and how it's out of control. The you know, running the government, and that's not the way the government is supposed to be. And now we have this police state, and we don't have any replacement for Ron Paul to be talking about the police state on a regular basis. You know?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think his son is either as good of a politician as he is either.
Yeah, no, he's not. It's not that he's not as good a politician. It's that he's not half the man his father is. You know, Ron Paul stood for something, and he didn't go all wishy-washy, you know, at the moment when it was politically, you know, advantageous to him to go all wishy-washy, as where Rand Paul fucking seems to be a spineless fucking twat in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, though, it's like Ron Paul's old, and you know, he kind of knew he was at the end of his career, I think. Whereas, you know, his son kind of like, I think he probably feels like he has to toe the party line a bit, or else he's going to be, you know, blacklisted.
I don't see how that can possibly be true when everyone hates the parties. They hate all the politicians. The Congress has like a lower approval rating. You know, it's like under 20%. People despise the people in Congress. So bucking the system is probably the most, you know, advantageous thing you can do, as opposed to going, oh, I have to play politics, you know, and you know, like, become all wishy-washy.
Yeah, revolutionaries are quite popular nowadays.
This, you know, it seems like the people are looking for a real leader, and when you stand up and say we have to stop this, you know, warrantless spying, you know, and then get out of the way so they can all vote for the warrantless spying, when you don't have to get out of the way, because one senator can stop any bill from being voted on. One single senator can stop it. And instead of doing so, instead of saying, no, I'm not going to vote for the military to have a blank check and unlimited check spending, you know, for another year, you know, we're going to stop the drone strikes, or the military gets no money, or whatever, you know, having some fucking guts. They don't do it, you know. They step up and then they step back. That's the same thing that's the same thing with Bernie Sanders. That's the same thing with Bernie Sanders. He says really important things, and then he disappears when it's time for the vote.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny how Hillary thought that, well, because a lot of Bernie's people were very loyal to only Bernie. So when it came to the choice of, oh, now I only have the option to vote for Hillary, it's like most Bernie supporters were very young and they were very politically active, so they knew that voting for Hillary is just another vote for corruption. So Hillary, I think, lost a lot of people.
Hillary never had those. Hillary never had those people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying is that you remember when Sarah Silverman switched her vote to support Hillary at the DNC convention, like everybody booed her because she was, you know, and she went off on them. She's like, oh, you people need to grow up, you know. And what she was saying was, you all need to sell out the way I sell out, you know. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Name's Vaughn, and I mean, and I couldn't vote for Hillary either. Actually,
yeah.
I hate Hillary so much I made sure to go vote for Trump as a fuck you to Hillary.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Hillary is just one of the most despised political figures in American history. I would bet you, if you put a poll up that asked, you know, who would you rather see as president in 2020, Hillary Clinton or you know, John Wilkes Booth, John Wilkes Booth would win. I'm pretty sure.
Honest guy, that's for sure.
So, anyways, Vaughn, thanks a bunch for calling.
No problem.
Anything else you want to say?
No, just thank you for giving us the news.
I'm trying, my brother.
Have a good night.
All right, stay cool. Oh, nuts. You like nuts, huh? Like nuts, Z? Is that right? I'm getting hungry. I got pork chops to barbecue. You are the resistance, Z. Hillary claims to be the resistance. You think she's the resistance? I can't stand Hillary claiming the resistance. Hillary claiming the resistance is, you know, just disgusts me. It's, oh. Chicken, I never seen you before in the comments, never once on any video. And then you want to come in and ask a question like that and you expect me to answer it? Chicken? I don't think so. Besides, I don't know who you're talking about. You need to be more specific. Pork chops. You like your pork chops. It is good to see the Clintons get some comeuppance. What do you mean what's wrong with the dog? There's nothing wrong with it. He wants to go for a walk. I'm not sure who you're talking about, chicken. You're going to have to be more specific, guy I never seen before. Right? Hillary is the opposite of the resistance. Hillary is the machine. We resist the machine. Hillary is the machine. Hillary is the one who bolstered the police state. Hillary is the one who almost single-handedly created for-profit prison industry. Pork chops rule. 35 people. 35 people just heard me say pork chops rule. Pork chops. Which video was it she was spewing bile? I mean, isn't that all she ever does on her videos is spew bile? Can you guys see the phone number? Is it too small? I'm not sure. Because it seems like nobody calls unless I say, hey, phone number 805, Mox News, that's 805-669-9347. 805-669-9347. No, wait. 6397. What's wrong, Bookie Bear? What's wrong? Come here. Come here. What's wrong? He's my beautiful baby. Come here. Come here. He's my beautiful baby. Everybody wants to know what's wrong with the Boogie Bear. What's wrong with the Boogie Bear? You want to go on walking? You want to go walking? Who's my beautiful baby? Huh? Who's my beautiful baby? No. Do you? Mexican chicken? Do you do that with your dog? Giving a dog a bone. What kind of dog do you have? Chicken. All right, buddy, you want to go out? Okay. All right. 805 669 6397. I got the number wrong. 805 669 6397. Okay. 34 people watching. Did they? Did they launch another missile? I didn't see anything about them launching another missile. Did they launch another missile? I watched Kill Bill last night. Got that in my head. My roommate is watching this Shameless on the Netflix, and their theme song keeps getting stuck in my head like a earworm. Oh, it's horrible. Took me a couple days to figure that out. Even what song that was. Driving me crazy. The reason North Korea can't feed their people is because of the United States. The reason North Korea can't get proper medicine for their children is because of the United States. Because of horrible, horrible human beings who want to make it so that little children can't have medicine, proper medicine. That's the people in Congress. That's the people in the White House. That's the people in the CIA and the Pentagon. They want to make it so that little children can't get proper medicine. Do you think it's an insult to call me Jesus? I also get called Zeus. I also get called Thor. You think that's an insult? Also, the ones that are only like this tall, the 4 and 5 year olds, they call me Santa. There's a kid who lives down the street. Every time I go walking by with the dog, he comes running up, "Hi, Santa." I'm like, "Hey, buddy." But the little ones that call me Santa, they see something that you don't. They see a magical being. And for those of you who call me Jesus or call me Zeus or Thor or whatever line that you think is insultive in some way, you should understand that you are also calling me a magic, mythological type being of great substance and important to the humanity. And that in my own opinion, that means that you are on some level perceiving the incredible magical being that exists in front of you now. So you know. So go ahead, call me Jesus. Not usually. I don't usually give anybody anything. I have you know, every once in a while people stop by, say hi, friends stop by, and I give them half a dozen cookies or a dozen cookies because I like sharing cookies. I believe you're right, Friday. That seems to be a big part of what America does. Have you ever read the book Economic Hitman? That details that pretty well, where, you know, America keeps keeps these third world countries that way, and then goes in and says, oh, we can build power plants and we'll loan you the money, and then we own your fucking ass forever. Alrighty. You guys, I cannot walk on water. Although when I was 9, was I 9? No, let's see. Second grade, so that would be like 8. When I was like 8 years old, I believed I was reading, you know, Men Who Stare at Goats. You know that movie? I was reading a lot of stuff about the MK Ultra guys and stuff that they were doing. And I believed that if you believe with enough of your mind that you could walk through solid objects, that you could. And in the second grade, I was at school and I ran full force head on into a block wall, into a solid block wall, face first, bam, and woke up in the doctor's office a couple hours later. And what the hell were you doing? I thought I could go through that wall. And I believed that I could, and I figured, you know, it's worth a try, so I gave it a shot. It's pork chop time. It's pork chop time. I miss Jackie Cat. Where's my Jackie Cat? All right. So anyways, you guys are cool, and I really appreciate you being here. And if you appreciate what it is that I do, I really could use some help. Mox News is doing an end of the year fundraiser, asking people to contribute. I got one contribution here during this live show. It's the first one in 10 days for $10. Okay, first one in 10 days. Do you think I haven't posted any videos in 10 days? Do you think I went, oh, well, screw those people. They don't deserve my hard work? No, I posted a fuck ton of videos in the last 10 days, and no one's donated. I got 400,000 views plus yesterday, and no one's donated. Well, somebody just donated during the live show $10. MM. Thank you, MM. You rock. To the rest of you, please, I'm asking you for help. 10 days, one donation for $10. Do you think Mox News can survive like that? Do you? Do you think Mox News does not deserve more appreciation than that? I'm asking. I don't know. And this is part of the reason for the fundraiser, is I need to know this. If you guys don't think this is of any value, there's no reason for me to continue. And it's beyond that. It's not that there's no reason, because I know that this is of value. It's that if you can't see that it's of value, if you can't see that it's worthy of your support, then I don't know how Mox News can survive. Because if you don't think it's worthy of your support, it means eventually Mox News will not survive. So we have to begin now if you want Mox News to survive. And if you don't, and that's something I need to figure out. Okay? So thanks a bunch for tuning in. My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Stay cool. One of these days, this war is going to end. You guys who called in are the greatest. Thank you so much for your participation. Mitchell, I'm always glad you're here. The rest of you, I'm glad you're here too. And Jackie Cat, I missed you. So we'll do this every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. if you like, you know, until nobody wants to do it anymore. So thanks. And go donate. Please go donate. There's a clickable link right below this video, right down there. There's a little clickable link. It says Mox News needs your help. Takes like 2 minutes to do it. Okay? So thanks again. My name's Mike. See you soon.